Good morning, Year 3. In today's maths lesson, we're going to be comparing the duration of events. Remember from yesterday that the duration is how long something lasts. Let's get started on our Discover problem. So part A asks us which activity takes longest, and part B says the arts and crafts activity takes less time than the poetry workshop. It takes more time than the Meet the Author event. When might the arts and crafts activity finish? So in order to solve these problems, you need to look at the blue board that's in the picture here. It says it's the open day. And in the morning, Meet the Author goes from 9:06 until 10 a.m. Songs and Stories from 11:35 until 12:20. And the Poetry Workshop from 13:40 to 14:40. In the afternoon, you've got arts and crafts, and that starts at 14:45, but the finish time has been covered over. So that is the one you need to work out for part B. There is a range of times that it could be for the answer to part B, so have a go at working out the earliest it might finish and the latest as well. Pause the video to have a go at that, and then come back to the video when you're ready for some answers. Okay. So part A, we needed to work out how long some of the events took. So Meet the Author was from 9:06 until 10 a.m. It's much easier to do this with a subtraction. 60 take away 6 is 54. So this event lasted 54 minutes. Songs and Stories ran from 11:35 until 12:20. From 11:35 until 12 o'clock, as shown by this clock here, it's 25 minutes. And then from 12 o'clock until 20 past 12 is another 20 minutes. So we can add those two together. 25 and 20 gives 40 minutes altogether. The Poetry Workshop ran from 13:40 to 14:40. I can see because there's been no change in the number of minutes, only the hour has changed and increased by 1. That's 1 hour or 60 minutes that event lasted. So, which event took lasted the longest? Meet the Author was 54 minutes, Songs and Stories was 45, and the Poetry Workshop was 60. So the Poetry Workshop took the longest. Part B, we had to work out what time the arts and crafts activity might finish. It lasted longer than the Meet the Author activity and less time than the Poetry Workshop. Meet the Author lasted 54 minutes and the Poetry Workshop lasted 60 minutes. So if the arts and crafts activity started at 14:45 and lasted just 55 minutes, the shortest amount of time that it could have done to still be longer than Meet the Author, it would have finished at 15:40. The longest it could have lasted is 59 minutes because that's the last time that is less than 60. And that would mean it finishes at 15:44. Because you're adding on 59 minutes, and this is really close to an hour or 60 minutes, it was easier to move on 1 full hour, so 14:45 goes to 15:45, and then subtract 1 minute to take us to 15:44. Well done if you got those correct. Let's move on to some problems together. Okay, here's our first Think Together problem. It says, here are 2 times for 2 library events. Which event takes longer? Story time lasts from 1640 until 1709, and to make a book lasts from 1645 until 1711. The boy here says the second event starts 5 minutes later. I can use this to help me see which takes longer. So let's start with story time. Story time started at 1640 and ran till 1709. the minute hand here has to move around all the way until it gets to just here, just before the 2. I can see that's about halfway across the clock. Let's work it out exactly though. 1640 at 20 minutes takes us to 1700. Add another 9 more minutes. That gives us 29 minutes for that activity. The make a book activity lasts from 1645 until 1711. Here we've got 15 minutes to take us to 1700, and 11 more minutes is 26 minutes altogether. These activities start very close together, 5 minutes difference to be exact. So we can just shift the time slightly so that it's really easy to see which lasts the longest. If make a book started 5 minutes earlier at 1640, it's also going to finish 5 minutes earlier. 5 minutes before 1711 is 1706. If make a book finishes at 1706 when they start at the same time, that must mean that it is a shorter activity than the story time. So the story time takes longer. Question 2 asks us which of these durations is the longest? Is it A, from 8:12 a.m. till 8:48 a.m., B, from 8:43 a.m. till 8:57 a.m., or C, from 8:28 a.m. until 9:03 a.m.? Pause the video now and see if you can work out the duration of those 3 events and then decide which is the longest. Come back to the video when you're ready for the answers. Okay, let's work out the duration of those 3 times. So for A, the duration from 8:12 until 8:48 a.m. is 36 minutes. For part B, 8:43 a.m. until 8:57 a.m., that's just 14 minutes. And then for C, 8:28 a.m. until 9:03 a.m., that's 35 minutes. That means that A has the longest duration, because 36 minutes is longer than any of the other 2. Well done. If you made any mistakes on those, please go back and check your work, see if you can correct yourself there, please. Some of you will be ready to go into your Green Power Maths books now. Today we are working on page 59 in the Green Power Maths book. Really have a good go at those questions. If you would like a challenge, keep watching the video and we'll go through the challenge question together. Okay, so it asks us to order these durations from the shortest time to the longest time. A is from 4:28 p.m. until 5:35 p.m. B is 64 minutes. C, 1 hour and 5 minutes. And D, from 1637 until 1640. The 2 children here give us some clues. I'm going to work out A and D to start with. It's one way of doing it, to work out the duration of these events where we are given the times first. And this girl here says she's going to change all the times into minutes, which might help me to compare them. Okay, if you'd like to have a go on your own, pause the video now and have a go yourself, then come back in a few minutes when you're ready for an answer. I'm going to solve this problem by converting all the times to the same units. This will make it so much easier to compare them. So I'm going to work out the duration of those events. So A, from 4:28 p.m. until 5:35 p.m. is 1 hour and 7 minutes. B, 64 minutes, I'm going to convert that to hours and minutes just to make it easier to compare each of the durations. So 60 minutes is an hour, so 64 minutes is 1 hour and 4 minutes. So you can say the same because it is already in the correct format, 1 hour and 5 minutes. And then D, from 1637 until 1740 is 1 hour and 3 minutes. then I can order those times. So the shortest is D, followed by B, then C, and then A. Well done if you got that correct. Now it's time to go to your Green Power Maths book. Remember, that is page 59 in your books. And don't forget to have a go at the reflect at the end of today's pages on page 61. Good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow for Friday's maths lesson. Bye.